English is very important for all of us, and through this video I'm going to mention some of the points. Though these are some general kind of points, you would definitely go and eye to eye with me, and you would agree that it is undeniable that English is important for all of us, though we all have some specific reasons with us. And these reasons vary from person to person. Keeping these reasons aside, I'm going to talk about something in general which would prove that why English is important for all of us. To begin with, English is important for the small children, school-going children, because when they grow up, they shouldn't struggle with this language, because at that very time, they would have so much other stuff to tackle with. Then, English is important for the young boys and girls. It is important for young generation because this young generation is the generation of Netflix and Amazon Prime. And whenever they hang out, the important points of discussions, preferably they are to talk about some web series which are airing on OTT platforms. So at that very time, to create their impression and to show their active participation, they should be well versed with this language. So that way, for them also, this language is very important. Now, English is important for the young generation who are working in different sectors, and preferably those who are working in the corporate sector, because there they are to deal with their clients either settling abroad or within India. And this is important so that they may get the orders, and if they satisfy their clients, it would go in the favor of the company, and definitely they would be benefited. And at the same time, it is important for them to appease their higher ups, their bosses, for their pay hikes and increments, and also to prove their point. Parallel to this, English is important for the middle-aged employees, because they are competing with the young generation, and many of the young employees, they are digital natives. Because of their age and because of so many other factors, English becomes the only via media to create their impression and to compensate for the lack of digital literacy. English is very important for the entrepreneurs of all ages, because if they want to excel in their field, if they want to fetch more orders, if they want to seal bigger deals where they are to interact with the modern clients, you may say the elite clients. So for that very reason also, they need to converse in English to create their impression. Now comes the moms. English is very important for all moms, whether the moms are highly educated or less educated, or they belong to middle class or the higher class. So English is important for all the moms because they owe the responsibility of their children. They are to help their children in the completion of their homework. At the same time, they are to go to attend the PTMs. And during PTMs, the teachers, preferably they talk in English only, without having the realization whether the mothers or the parents, they are comfortable with it or not. Now, English is important. I believe it is important for every Indian, because we belong to the developing nation, and for everything we copy the developed nations. Whether we take the example of education or technology or the fashion, anything we talk about, we always try to copy the Western nations or the developed nations. So to understand every stuff related to that and to communicate with them, we are left with only one option, and that is only one language, that is the English language. So that way it becomes important for every Indian to have the knowledge, at least the basic knowledge of the language. Now comes the Punjabis. English is very important for every Punjabi of all ages, whether they are living in the cities or living in the rural areas, whether their family members have migrated abroad or they are planning to migrate abroad or they are in the process of migrating there. Even the old parents, they talk to their children on daily basis. We may say that they might be talking to them in their regional language, but you should have a broad vision. Though they might be conversing in the regional language, but even then it would be better if they start learning English, if they start learning this language. In many cases, they get married to the citizens of that country also, and in majority of the cases they are the foreigners, and because they are to marry to the citizens of that country, so again the language becomes a barrier. So it is for every Punjabi that if you want to overcome this barrier, it's better for them to learn this language English, so that way you can understand it very well why English is important for all of us.